Go see. Go check out. Who killed Keisha Murray? All right, I'm going to talk about what I'm channeling right now. This message that is connected, that is connected to Keisha Murray, is somehow connected to the sign of Leo. The Royal Maiden with Leo and Virgo. Here's what I'm getting. Earth energy, Gemini and Sagittarius, the earth element that is also mother, which is of course also father, but nourishment here, growth here, stability, money, resources, land, all the real things that are worth money, really, and that are priceless. Gemini is here. Gemini deals with the messenger, the goddess, the gods. For some reason, it feels like I'm seeing both an eye, and I feel like I'm also eye as in like the anatomical body part. And then with this right here, it gives me something. It looks like the Elef. I could be wrong. Hold on. Exactly. Exactly. If this is not the Aleph, somebody please correct me here and just tell me what that is, what Hebrew letter that is. Sorry, wrong card here. It was the Gemini. But the foundation of the earth is built upon what I'm about to bring out here. When I say me, I'm talking about the Holy Spirit of wisdom that I am connected to. As a high priestess, always and forever, so be it and so shall it be. One of the first thoughts that came to me as I began to put myself in the energy and set the intentions of performing an act of divination to answer this question, hopefully in all good faith. One of the first things that came to my memory, or to my knowledge rather, was that this was a sacrifice. Who sacrificed to, I don't know. exactly yet, but it feels like it was a ritualistic sacrifice that set an age. It was the beginning of it was the beginning of something. I don't know why, but I said the foundation of the world. So, in some kind of way, this story of Keisha Murray depicts the resounding truth of the Holy Mother, of the royal maiden, of the woman and her plight, her journey, her flight, the mother who guards the earth is what I got from the elk. Even though that's not necessarily what this room deals with, okay? Will deals with journey. This makes me. I feel very much so like a journey is here. All right. The overall of that deck at the bottom was the joy card. This is a celebration, a party, good energy, good vibes, things that can make one attractive, magnetic, alluring, powerful. The things that go on between men and women. Listen, all of this was about restoring balance. This is what the purpose is. To cut through indecision, to cut through indecisiveness in some way, shape, or form. 7:10 was on the clock. I also had an energy of, even within myself, my spirit team made me chuckle. I had picked up this pen that something told me to just try it out to see if it worked, but there was another aspect of me that was already well aware that the pen didn't work. But I went ahead and put the pen over here in a way on my altar in good faith to, oh, I need to get my chair or a chair, all which was a part of this message, by the way. It all needed to happen so that this message could be that much more potent and powerful for those who it is meant for, okay? I grabbed that pen when I got settled, all that I was looking for to have on this table. Grabbed the pen and I was going to write the date just so I could write these channeled messages down. And the pen didn't work. And immediately upon the confirmation that the pen did not work, I threw it away. My spirit team said, that's how fast you need to be able to make decisions. And for me and whoever else is connected to this message, we are needing to be able to make that quick of a decision about a man. About a man. And not only a man, even a woman. In all of our dealings, we have to be so sharp, so precise. This is talking about an ancient knowledge and ancient wisdom that is present within the women and within the men who allow the woman within them to reign, their mother, their sister, their grandmother, their connection to the divine mother. Who are the leaders? Who are the divine guardians and protectors of the realm, which is the earth, the world, it's even the spirit, it's everything. There is a message in Keisha Murray's being forgotten, and it appears as if her murderer may never be found, but this is not a true statement. This is really a testament to the journey of women, a journey of joy, a journey of power, a journey of being sure and decisive in one breath in a moment, and then indecision coming up in your life and cutting you off while in that space of wanting to make sure that everything is okay, in that space of maybe wanting to have a little bit more information so that you can be 100% sure. Even though somewhere along the journey your spirit starts to point out things to you that create and trigger within you a knowing, a knowledge, an ancient level of wisdom and information and understanding of that information that would that would cause you to make a choice. Indecision keeps you still, immobile, long enough to disarm you, long enough to make you forget what you know. And so when there is a need to rewind and replay so that you can stop and replay a tape so that you understand what your spirit already knew and recognized, but that you for a split second questioned this knowing that you had. And maybe because you were bogged down by too many cares and concerns of the shadow world, you forgot how important it is to be sure, how important it is to trust and know yourself so completely and so deliberately that you would never, never not believe you. And that inner knowing over another, even a lover. Moving on, I digress, I digress, I digress, I digress. Sagittarius energy is also heavily here. Uranus energy, shocking, revelatory energy here. Transcending information, change, awakening. I feel like I am seeing a body connected to a tree. Somehow connecting the earth element to an age where technology, abstract thinking, and higher learning somehow exist. It's both fast and slow at the same exact time. Creating a cloud, a mist, some consider it illusion, others understand it as a divine necessity to veil for the purpose of allowing only that which are dedicated and true to pass through. In whatever choice that they make, they stand in this choice, even if it seems to oppose another. They make their decision and then they move accordingly, like soldiers in an army on one accord. The wheel of time is somehow a very, very important connection to this reading. For the purpose of this energy, in the wheel of time, women are the more powerful being, more powerful force. They are the leaders. Men to them are their counterpart and their assistants, their help, their support in the form of protection or defense. But ultimately, it is the woman's word that goes. And so there are a multiplicity, a diverse array of different types of women They are a part of certain classes based up on their natural and spiritual inclinations and gifts. So, for example, there are those who enjoy the gift of knowledge, so they love all things about reading and conversations and sharing and passing along information, truths, distruths, being able to disprove through deep research. So these are like the studious women of the world. That's just an example. Another example, a different class, would be the women who are warriors. That's their thing. That's what they're the best at. And they may lack something or they may lack in another area. Then there's this class and this group of women who don't lack. They're able to tap into every other class of woman that exists. She is a culmination and a combination of them all, making her most powerful. But oftentimes, this same one does not know her own strength. So she's often depicted as the girl who can be frustrated because she can feel this power, she can sense this power, she desires it so deeply. She believes she dispossesses it, but the truth is she is in fact the one who has it. She is most potent, most powerful because she has to draw upon the strength of them all. And her journey in this life is to not have awareness of this, not to remember this to some degree, which causes her to seek herself. This is that journey, that path. It requires courage. Here's what it says here: I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. The overall energy is balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. Purple, blue, white, red, yellow, orange, significant colors. Purpose says, I know what I am here to do. And indecision says, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. This that I'm doing right here, right now, this is a form of consulting with your intuition. This to me is to be used like training wheels, maybe even like a weapon, like a decoy, like a tool. That's it, that's all. Because the truest intuition, it already dwells within you, it's running in you, it's in your blood. It's in your blood. It's in the foods you decide to eat. It's in the thoughts that you think. The truth and the illusion. It is in all of it. But the way that you cut through the illusion is to tap into the inner reserves of your soul, which is always in direct connection with the all because it is it. 1834 and 1835 are significant. Mercury energy, very, very powerful with Gemini and Virgo on the table. Fire energy, also very powerful with Sagittarius on the table. Earth is here as well. Let's look at the elk. Let's look at that understanding. I have no idea where it is, okay? But let's get this radio card while we're here. It says travel, time, movement, and inner journey. I said all that, so let's keep it pushing. Oh, geez, where's that at? The rooms at a glance. Bear with me, you guys. Hmm. There it is. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Our G's: protection, healing, support, self-interest, and the wisdom of the universe. Didn't I say that when I even talked about that card? See, this is most important, to go into this idea of not being indecisive and knowing what the fuck you know. Because that's why Spirit told me as fast what they said to me, and I'm going to repeat it because the ladies who I'm speaking to need to hear this so deeply. It's like water, it's like blood. So your life, it's your essence. You need to trust yourself so much because you know so much. You are literally an everlasting, ever springing well of information. And you are the one who needs to know that. You are the one who needs to always be certain and sure of that, because if you are not, that is the way that the enemy can come into your life. An enemy could be your inner you or my inner me, my shadow. And my shadow projected outside of my body is going to show up in the form of a man. It is going to show up in the form of a counterpart, which could also, of course, be a lady as well. But it's going to show up in some form on the outside of me. Not necessarily to attack me, although it may feel like that initially, until I began to look inside to see what information and what understanding is being presented to me about me. About me. Shadows are distortions of yourself. So a lot of us have to be first. We have to be like triggered, tapped from the outside because we're sleeping away, right? And so you have to be jolted awake and jolted into the truth of your power. So for we feel like we have to have this outer experience in order to be sure about the one that's within. And we have those and they hurt. The whole time they're really trying to point us to the fact that we really know what the fuck we know deeply. And that even when you are unsure, you can go within yourself, but you cannot stay there too long. That's what getting stuck is. And if you do that in your mind, it immobilizes and paralyzes you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And it takes courage and strength to tap into this knowledge, man, and to walk boldly with it, even if that means walking by yourself. One thing I've seen and one thing I know in the wheel of time, when there's a partner that is meant to walk alongside you, in the way that the wheel of time, the lady who I'm speaking of, the main character energy, and some of the others as well, the main character, she had to be 1000% certain of herself. She had to trust herself even over the outer protector, which was in the form of a man. Because at the end of the day, he was her servant. He was here to do what she thought was best, what she had been trained, okay, since her youth. These people have spiritual giftings and are trained from their youth. Some because they are from a royal house, others just because they desired to have the understanding or because somebody saw it on them and desired to help mold it. The point is, whatever your journey is, you come into your strength, you come into your power. You have knowledge of the ancient pathways. No matter what time, no matter what age you are born in, you possess rich history and the virility and the vitality to explore Within you is every age, the mother, the goddess, and the crone, baby. So, with that being said, you guys, let's tap into this Keisha Murray part. For some reason, that was a more expansive picture. But if we bring it down into a microscopic lens, I would say that this came as part of a scenario where a woman did not trust herself, did not trust her own inner world or guidance. She did not trust her own powers, her strength. She was considered crazy with the Uranus energy here. She was considered crazy. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo are also sitting up here with the earth element. I definitely feel like with the Uranus and earth elements that I'm seeing here show up, I really feel like whoever, this energy is connected to both like ice, ice and earth, ice and dirt, ice and or water and earth, which they're the same, but they're one is colder, more rigid. I'm getting that from this Uranus card here. Earth, warm and cold. Fairies and elves are connected to this. Uranus is in a Uranus is here in a tower. Literally, I am seeing in his headgear, if you will, like the watch of the gear of a watch or a timepiece. But that timepiece also looks like maybe a serpent's eye or a dragon's eye, or could potentially even be, a cat's eye. I'm seeing armor, but some of the body exposed, the colors of gray and silver, brown. Of course, innovation is all wrapped up in this here. In my Gemini, I'm seeing a brother and a sister here, a feminine and a masculine energy being depicted. Both energies connected to this sphere like or egg like, eye like situation here. Water and air. Some earth mixed in there with the green and brownish and reds. A dragon is here also, man. Two dragons. Twin dragons. Gemini is connected to the twins. These are the messengers, the men and the women. These are the energies these are the world's leaders. These are the chiefs. Sagittarius showing up here, man. I remember now I had a dream about one of my Sagittarian friends. There seemed to be this figure right here behind her. It looked like this all around where I was looking. It felt like war. It felt like I was walking in slow motion and there was like war. I feel like I'm hearing something about war of the elements. There's a culmination in Sagittarius's headdress. It even reminds me of either tracks or like a scale, a bridge. Arms outstretching, kind of giving the vibe of like a cross, the so called Christ on the cross. There seems to be something right here on the chest area. A mutation energy I'm seeing. Whew. It's a lot of power to me from this card. And it's expansive. It gives both destruction energy and like refinery. All the fire here. All the fire in this card. And they each all have hints of like air, water, fire, and earth. Whew. Leo energy, the woman here riding the lion with the scepter in her hand. The lion even being half something. Gates. Or maybe even like something on a ship. Look at this lion's beard. You see that plait right there? A warrior, man. So much depth here in these cards. They did that with this deck. Let me stop talking though, because this video is so long. But guys, damn, and I haven't even got no further. I just really feel like Keisha was teaching in some kind of way about trusting your instinct and trusting yourself, okay? Let us go into Spirit. What happened to Keisha? The Four of Swords is here, a vacation energy, a rest, mental fatigue. The High Priestess, I feel like she was tired in some kind of way. Felt like she needed a break. Somehow, this also deals with separation as well, separated from her intuition. Due to being tired, due to being a mother, having a lot of responsibility. The earth sign energy is here, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. I'm going to say Virgo energy is very strong here. The Nine of Cups. This can deal with contentment. This could also deal with if there was a question of, you know, yes or no with this reading. Something could be a yes. Four of Cups. Somebody wasn't content here. One person was content, another person wasn't with the Four of Cups. That's 4-4, so the number 44 could be somehow significant here with this Keisha Murray. Nine and 4 is the number 13, which is connected to the feminine. Two of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. So there was some type of needing to prioritize and potentially walk away from something, but these did fall out like this. They weren't quite reversed all the way, but they could have been. I chose to pick them up and read them upright. But something about balance and responsibilities and getting her priorities together could have been a hardship or a challenge here. Or this could have been, if it wasn't her, it's somebody she was in partnership with or connected to, okay? Someone who she could have had important dealings with. The pentacles are always going to deal with things like land, in my opinion, children, um, homes, bloodlines, ancestry, the things that really matter, family, friends, okay? The Eight of Cups is here, and that talks about walking away from something in order to find what you feel like is missing. And we did have the Nine of Cups show up somewhere right here. The Nine of Cups. Somebody may not have felt content with where they were, or somebody recognized and understood that this feeling of discontentment was like an answer. It was a need to move forward, a need to emotionally maybe disconnect, or maybe even really physically disconnect, even because something or someone had gotten bored, some type of boredom here. But I feel more of a heavier energy of just somebody not being content with what they had, where they were in life. And because of that, there was some type of feeling, bare minimum, energetically, that made them feel like, okay, yeah, I'm about to let this go. Or I need to, bare minimum, we need a break. We need to break up. We need a separation. We need to take a beat. Show me Sagittarius. The Fool. Whoever this was wanted to journey, wanted to travel. It definitely feels like there could be a Sagittarius energy connected to her transition. Butterflies are significant somehow. A monarch butterfly, orange, orange and black. To me, I feel like this is also time travel, quantum leaping. Sagittarius also deals with lessons, right? Lessons that expand the collective, lessons that expand the awareness and the consciousness, and I feel like there was something, this again, something is connected to this reading. It's like she had to learn this lesson. And not only did she have to learn this lesson, she was also teaching. She might have been a teacher literally in the school systems or something. If she wasn't, she was some type of spiritual teacher, even if in her death is the fact that she is the teacher, the spiritual teacher. Uranus also deals with worldwide, the web, social norms, and stuff like that. Something is about to change. Uranus also talks about the idea of revolution as well. There could be some type of revolutionary breakthrough in respect to what happened with her that is potentially about to set her free, or has already set her spirit free. It feels like it's about to set her free, though. That's why I said that. Something about mountains could be significant, or hills or mounds surrounded by, it looks like a cliff or something. Maybe that's the top of trees. I don't really know, but whatever it is, it's probably a little high. That can have something to do with the type of area she may have been, that she may have changed and jumped timelines or transitioned in. I'm seeing the Knight of Cups. I really did see this. This is like the second time I've seen this, I feel like, or I've seen a knight energy. Sorry, a knight energy. She could have been connected to the lineage or family of knights, but bare minimum, or somebody that she was dealing with, whoever this person was, they could have been younger than her, or they could have had an energy like that where they were just youthful. This person looks very kind, sweet, attentive, like a Casanova, like a player, like the suave and debonair type. But the card underneath that is the devil. And I just see this as more like that shadow energy, the shadow side, the wrong decision type energy, or the wrong or indecision, either the wrong decision or indecision here. Things that bind you, that get you to sit still. That's the energy that I spoke of a little bit earlier in this reading. The Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is that energy that is romantic or very creative, very emotional. This is like, this gives the vibe of like listening to sweet nothings, right? This ivy is very important. This could be like a pythos, which is also considered an English ivy. These plants are important. Like, y'all either need to get these in your houses, or you're thinking about it, or you may actually have them. A glass of red wine, deep red wine, or just red wine could be significant. Both of these cats and these two are by themselves. And it kind of feels like just like two different energies here, man. Two totally different energies. For some reason, this one seems a little more unsuspecting, but this one seems like there's a knowledge, a very deep knowledge and awareness of what's going on. Oh, Lord. I can't help but hear the word protection, though, with this devil energy. Some people look at the devil energy like it's a bad thing, but this energy that I'm feeling, it gives like, people oftentimes do things to protect themselves. But in essence, it's binding them up. I also see the Six of Cups. I just saw the Six of Cups show up here. So this could have something to do with childhood nostalgia, abuse, happy memories, but something connected to soulmate energy, or also being childlike, pure energy. I feel like this being challenges. This being makes you go to the dark spaces, the dark recesses. It like makes you face yourself in a nature that is not like you, one that you don't really care for. It's a lower register. It's not necessarily bad, but it's not the best. It's not, it is not the best for yourself. This is not your most highest ideal in perfection within yourself and being true to yourself. This is the things that we do when we are in decisiveness or when we don't know ourselves, when we're not sure anymore of ourselves, when we forget ourselves. This is the challenge, the lesson, the experience that comes up that binds you for a time, but it's meant to make you go on a journey to face the darkness, the deep depths of you, so that you can always be aware and remember and make the right choice. Which to me is to make a choice that is en route and true with the divine purpose that you have discovered or you already know you're here to do. And to not shy away from that shit. To stand on that. I'm so gassy. I have to pass it. Sorry, guys. I had tacos. Moving on. So for the people I'm talking to, this energy of that devil energy, it comes honestly to really make you strong. Like maybe that's not the best thing, but it's here for that purpose. Hi, mama. The Five of Wands here is imitation energy. Somebody playing pretend. That card is also that is also my card for spiritual warfare or competition. A battle of struggle and power. A battle of whose report are we going to believe? A battle of who's going to win. There was a struggle here potentially. Somebody could have been a pretender wearing a mask, a deceiver. Even if the deception was merely that somebody wasn't really ready for a connection, somebody didn't really want what they was saying that they wanted. And that truth and that decision could have led to her changing her journey into a different realm, a different experience potentially. The Knight of Cups is that person where they can talk about plans and talk about feelings. And the feelings could be valid. Mommy, Amari poo poo. Thank you, baby. I'll come and get her. The feelings could be valid, but they're still flighty and they're not solidified. Not solidified. No real plans, not really going anywhere. Somebody also could be attractive, so they could have used that earth element of attraction and what they know people fucking value. Used it to communicate something, to tell some type of lie, to get this woman to agree to go somewhere with him or her, and it wasn't the truth. And this is a lesson. I still feel like an air of justice is coming here though with the Sagittarius and with Leo and Virgo here. Hell yeah. Reasonable Doubt, something about Reasonable Doubt, the show. That lady was a Virgo, yeah. A lawyer, a good lawyer, a famed lawyer, a famous lawyer. What the hell is that part about, God? It's possible that somebody could eventually take on her case and there could be some type of information that comes forth that's going to help her. In the background, let me say this. In the background, I have the Saint Bridget playing in the background. She is the patron goddess of women and children. When I set out to do this reading, I prayed to Mother Goddess And I was asking, who should I be talking to? And I asked Mama, I just said, Mama, who hurt Keisha Murray? Who killed her? This feels like the illusion of a relationship in some capacity. There was some realness to it. I'm seeing the numbers 20, 11. I saw 2011 really right here. Actually, that's 2611. 8 and 3, 11, 11. Because 26 would be 8 to me. 3 is 3, and 8 plus 3 is 11, then 11. So 22 is here. The number 9 is here. The number 6, the number 5. 5 and 6 is also 11. 9 and 5. That's 14. So that goes back to the number 5. Adding those together, which still is 11 in all these ways. So anyway, some of those numbers are significant here. 9 and 6. 16. 15. So, child, my numbers might be off. 9 and 5 was 14. And 9 and 6 are 16. My math was definitely off. The 9 mothers and wise women of Ireland are connected somehow to this. But what I see big, a recurring theme, is the way that women who do not know themselves and do not stand in their power and their authority and their truth, by not trusting themselves and their intuition, what they have knowledge of, those guttural feelings, those thoughts, those whatever ways they come in for you, the way that that can ultimately bring you to your demise. Ultimately, I believe some man betrayed this woman's trust. A man betrayed her trust is very possible. Gemini energy here, though, and Uranus, it could have been a same sex connection as well. It just depends. Lord, let the truth be true, whatever it is, let that come all the way out. If it wasn't two women, it is a man whose feminine energy and ultimately masculine energy is very, very dark and wounded, and was in competition with this woman in some capacity. Whether it's a guy or a girl, this was the energy. There's competition. There's a power struggle here. There's imitation as well. Hush, calm down. Stop it. There's lust or attraction here, strong desire and will for something. Yeah, man. There's a person who's wearing a mask and they are a liar and they are not able to be honest with themselves. And therefore, they're not being so with the woman. But for her, whether that's her doing that to another person or whether that was someone doing that to her, it could be a mixture of goddamn both. But either way, she lost her life for this. And energetically and spiritually, on a higher level, she understood what happened, why it was necessary, and her spirit agreed to it to be the lesson, to be the teacher. She will be avenged by the information coming out, the truth coming out. This could happen very suddenly, very rapidly, with the onset of new technological advances. That is the end of this reading, so be it and so shall it be. Peace, love, light, and darkness, which all work together to bring balance and harmony, first within ourselves and then within our world. I'm about to read this one for Wonjo, and harvest is here, and oxen lead. Hell yeah, man. This here will be the beginning of some type of new law that's also going to come into place because of her. And it's like going to be the start over of the honor and veneration of women. And this is her power. This is her strength at work, which helped her to make her sacrifice. Ooh, one joy, or one whole. Joy, pleasure, success, happy endings here. Wonjo is the rune of joy. Do a happy dance because if you draw this one, it may signal the arrival of good news, a period of balance and bliss, a happy ending to a difficult situation, or an exciting beginning. This may be your reward for past hard work and sacrifices. So be sure to savor the moment. There's that word, sacrifice. I definitely feel like there is about to be new beginnings here, even in this age for her with what we are about to experience. A new dawn is happening. She is going to be a part of some type of newness, man. I don't know how. I don't know how for certain. But I really feel like there's about to be some type of breakthrough in not only her case, but so many other, it feels like other cases like it. And it's really about to show the power and strength of women. The harvest, I feel like, is about to be women stepping more into their powers and their authorities, and the joy that that is all going to bring, the balance and restoration that that's about to bring. All right, moving on. Now done. Peace, love, light, and darkness, which all work together to bring balance and harmony first within ourselves, which is what always matters, and then to our world. So be it, and so shall it be. She was killed by a lover, somebody she was dating, or that she thought she was dating. But this could have all been part of like some type of karmic connection that was meant to bring about healing for the high priestesses, the mother goddess, the women. All right. Make them sharp, make them remember who they are and their strengths. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't, and I hope and pray this resonates. Please comment below exactly how this made sense for you. If you have any leads or anything about any knowledge about this, please also share it. Maybe we can finally get it to the people that it needs to get to. Okay, bye.